All right, hi class. You asked me for an example problem, so here goes one. Here we have our equation. Heat is equal to mass times specific heat or heat capacity, which is C, times delta T, where delta T is equal to the final temperature minus the initial temperature, and it's in Celsius. So here we have a 2-gram sample of metal was heated from negative 13 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. It absorbed 52 joules of energy. What is the metal's specific heat? So I'm gonna recommend that you use the guess method. Guess just kind of tells you what to do. So guess is an acronym for GUESS, and this tells you to list your givens. What do I know? U is your unknown, E is your equation, S means simplify, so essentially change your equation, and then lastly substitute. So when you substitute in, you put in the numbers.
Jemiah Carpenter, please report to the security desk. Jemiah Carpenter, please report to the security desk.
That's what you do. You put in your numbers at the end. So what are our givens? Well, I know that 2 grams is my mass. Then I know that the negative 13 degrees is my initial temperature, and I know that 27 degrees is my final temperature. Lastly, 52 grams are absorbed, so that means it gains energy, and this is my Q. So the thing that I'm missing is I have Q, I have M, I have T, so I'm missing C. So C is my unknown, and that's what I'm solving for. Okay, so now let's use our equation. Q is equal to M times C times delta T. I can almost plug this in, except for I don't know my delta T. So let's go back and let's look at our delta T. Our delta T is our T final minus T initial. Here I have my final is 27 degrees Celsius, and my initial is negative 13 degrees Celsius. So if you'll notice, I have a minus and a minus. When I have two minuses, it actually becomes a minus times a minus, it becomes a plus. So this is 27 plus 13, which gives me 40 degrees Celsius. Okay? So this just goes back like -1 times -1 would give me +1. Because a negative and a negative cancel out. So this, I had 27 minus -13. The two negatives would cancel each other out. And this would give me a positive. So that's why I added them together. So that's what I get. I get 40 degrees. So that is my delta T is equal to 40 degrees. So now I use my equation, I'm ready to simplify. So when I simplify, I'm gonna rearrange this in order to get C by itself. Because all these numbers are multiplied, in order to get rid of them, I have to divide. So I'm gonna divide both sides by M, and I'm gonna divide both sides by delta T. And whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. Divide by M, divide by delta T, and then M cancels out on the right side, T cancels out on the right side, and what I'm left with is that C is equal to Q divided by M times delta T. And now that I have this, I can do my last step, which is substitute. Just take the numbers that I have from my problem and substitute them into this equation. So I can solve for C. So Q is equal to 52 joules. And then mass is equal to 2 grams. And then my delta T is 40 degrees Celsius. So that's what I will do. If you'll notice, none of my units cancel out. So joules don't cancel out. There's no joules on the bottom. Grams don't cancel out. There's no grams on the top. Celsius doesn't cancel out. So my units are going to end up being joules over grams times degrees Celsius. So that's a good thing. And then last thing I'm going to do is just plug this into my calculator. So here's my calculator. And I'm going to plug in 52 divided by, I'm going to open parentheses because I want to multiply these two numbers together. 2 times 40. I'm going to close parentheses, and that'll give me 0.65. So that is my answer. I'm going to do this on one other way. So what I can do is I can take 52 and I can divide it by 2. And then I can take that answer and divide it by 40. So I can, instead of doing it in one step by using the parentheses, I can just divide by 2 and then divide by 40, and you'll see it gives me the same answer, 0.65. So either way you do it is fine, but if you're gonna do it, it's kind of a little bit faster if you just in your calculator, if you just plug in 52 divided by, in parentheses, open parentheses, 2 times 40, close parentheses, and then that'll give you the right answer. What you don't want to do is you don't want to say 52 divided by 2 times 40, because that will not give you the right answer. All right? So that looks, that's why we don't want to do that step. That's why we need the parentheses to make sure that the order of operations is correct. We want to multiply the 2 and the 40, but we want to make sure that 52 is divided by 2 times 40. So don't forget the parentheses. We're going to do it that way, or you can do it in 2 steps. 52 divided by 2, and then take that number and divide it by 40 as well. All right? So hopefully this video has helped. If you have any questions, send me an email. See you later.